My name is Tom, your friend and host with weaponseducation.com. Thank you for thumbing up the video. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell so you get future notifications of the videos that I put up. And in this video, I want to talk to you about a subject you may not be aware of. It's called squatting, and it affects all of us, whether you realize it or not. So, what is squatting? Well, let me put this question in your mind. Grandma lives out in the country. You get a phone call from the hospital that your grandmother, your loved one, or a friend, or anybody is in the hospital. They're going to be there for a month. You stay in touch with the hospital, you find out that they have to go to a nursing home. Okay, now, with COVID happening in 2020, with a lot of other things happening in America, all the unrest, there's a lot of change going on, and desperate people do desperate things. There's a lot of people going through foreclosures because they lost their work during COVID, when the country was shut down. And by me, I'm in Palm Beach and Broward here, it's still pretty much shut down. They call it a 50% level. Well, what happens when grandma's in the nursing home and, well, she passes away? Takes you, the grandson, for instance, you find out you're the beneficiary of that home, and you go back, finally, after 3 months, you go back, check on that house, and, hey, what's going on here? There's people living here. Who are these people? Are you going to go on with your shotgun? No, not a good idea. To scare these people out, you'll be charged with assault. And that's what I'm getting at. It's happening now by the hundreds of thousands. Banks that foreclosed on homes in the last 6 months prior to this video are actually paying squatters to get out of the homes they own. And what happens is if a house goes into foreclosure, it's vacant, people move in, and there's very vague laws on squatters. You call the police, a neighbor calls the police, hey, there's these drug addicts living here, and it's obvious, the cars are coming and going, and it's bad people and a lot of bad things happening. They're robbing all the neighborhood, and can you get rid of them? Well, who's the owner? The cops come, the neighbor calls 911, or you, the grandson, calls 911, you get to that house, get rid of these people. You know what the police are going to say? You need an attorney. We don't know all the legal stuff going on here. We don't know if they have a lease. Maybe they have a lease, maybe they don't. And that's another problem when you're a landlord. You better vet these people closely, because if they let guests in and then they move out, then the guests stay there forever, and you can't get the guest out because they're not on the lease. They're not on the lease. And all this is happening all at once right now in America in a horrific way. So I'm trying to tell you to protect yourself and any property you might own that is vacant, or that maybe you leave vacant for a month to go check on loved ones somewhere else in the country. What you need to do is you need to have good surveillance cameras that's hooked to your iPhone, your smartphone, and you can watch your property closely and immediately notify police. Yeah, it's being robbed. That's a different story. They can go in and get rid of them. But once they get in that house, and they're there for a good 45 to 60 days, they're not stupid. They know what to do. They know to change the keys. Now they got their own key. They know to get mail in their name, their cell phone bill, or any other silly bills they might have, sent to that address. Now you got to hire an attorney. And it could take 6-9 months to get them out, and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, only to find your property has been destroyed on the inside. So I'd like for you to be aware of that. Put cameras in, and have a trusted friend or family member check on property that is vacant. So if grandma goes to the hospital and that property is going to be vacant, and then she goes to the nursing home and that property is going to be vacant, well, you better go check on it personally. If you have a monetary interest in it, maybe you're the beneficiary. If you got any interest in that property at all, you better go personally check on it. And if there's people living in there, depending on how long they've been living in there, you better start the process of getting them out and doing it right. And doing it with a gun is not the way to do it. It's not going to work. The police are going to come. I've had it happen to me. A friend of mine, right here locally in Palm Beach County. He went in the hospital, came back, people that are living there. Then he went into a nursing home, and it took 1.5 years to get him out. Like, it was a nightmare. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening in 2019. I mean, I can't believe this is real. You can't get rid of people who don't believe, who don't belong, and on property that they have no rights to. But it's pretty difficult. And the squatter laws, look it up, they're pretty vague. So, you may want to get a good quality safe. And you might say to yourself, well, if I'm going to put all my valuables in one spot, they're just going to break in and steal it. Well, not one of my vaults. One of my vaults is like a bank vault. My vaults are a whole different level. If you're going to leave property for a long period of time, there's what's called snowbirds. We have them here in Florida. They spend 6 months in the winter when it's cold up north. They spend that time in Florida, and vice versa. They go back and forth because of the weather. So when you leave property vacant for 6 months, you want cameras and you want to put your valuables in a good quality safe. I'll put my link to my vault, I call it vaults, my weaponseducationsafes.com below. It's all handmade, and you know I've done a series of videos on safes. That's not what this video is about, but if you really do want the best safe made in America, custom. Everything I do is custom, like my leather factory. Handmade, custom for you, the customer. You know exactly what you're getting. But I wanted you to be made aware of squatters. Does anyone have any comments on this? Have you heard of this? Have you seen it on the news? Have you seen stories of nightmare stories? Check it out. It's very real, and don't let it happen to you or a family member or a friend or a loved one. If there's any property that you have an interest in, whether it's yours or a loved one's, and it's going to be vacant for more than a month, you better make sure you put some security things in place. Okay, my name is Tom from Weapons Education. That's my short message. I know a lot of people want me to talk about these crazy riots going on. This is a gun channel. I'm going to stay out of politics. I want all of you to be safe. We have enough problems now. We've got COVID. We have all the people who are unemployed, and terrible things have happened during the year of 2020 to America. Stock market crashing. I've seen death claims through the roof because of COVID as a life insurance underwriter, and we got a lot going on right now. So we need to pull together, us good guys. But that's it. Thumb up the video, and this was just to give you a tip about squatters, horrific bad people who are looking to live for free, and basically they have more rights than you realize. That's the key. Check it out. I'll see you soon. Bye.